Hey everybody, how you guys doing? Hello. Decided just to come on this morning. I'm trying to get back on a schedule, guys. Honestly, I'm really trying to get back on a schedule. We're gonna do the daily. Let me just bring it up over here. We're gonna do astrology for the day. I wanted to be sure to be on here to do this astrology today with you guys because it's an 8-day. Today is April the 4th, 2020. It's an 8-day. And what an 8-day means, it's kind of like this struggle with, it could be a struggle with power. It could be a struggle with internal power, with other power, external power. Did I do something wrong? No, I got that right. Okay. It's a struggle. And we can be like feeling powerless. We can be feeling like, oh my gosh, what's going on? It could be a lot of that. So I want to get into the astrology, Lightworkers. Welcome home. Welcome home. I wanted to get this here before we really had a lot going on today. All right, I'm going to share my screen. And let me share the chart. So you're going to see like the whole chart. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Okay, let me get this here. I want to thank you guys, first of all, for all of your support and everything as we're making this transition into being the home of the Lightworker. We're going through a lot of changes. We're going through a lot of transitions. Going through a lot. So I need to focus in on a few things here with you guys. As you can see, all right, the moon is down here it's going to start today right now in finishing its tour of Libra. Okay, so that was a really powerful full moon. So we're coming away from the sun and the moon are moving away from each other now, and it was powerful. But by this afternoon, it's going to be in Scorpio. Okay, which is 8th house energy. 8th house energy, and when we think of the number 8. Okay, when we think of the number 8 in numerology, the number 8 symbolizes the principle of domination, control, and achievement. Okay, it represents the executive decision maker. So, the moon rules our emotions. So I wouldn't be surprised if at some point during the day or all day today, we're kind of feeling like really, do we have the power to make our decisions? Are we really empowered? Have we done that for ourselves? Have we, are people still, holding power over us? We know with all the stuff going on right now, people are holding power over us, or we may feel like people are holding a lot of power over us. And we're kind of all, secluded and sequestered into our homes. But this, again, while everything is going on outside, we have to remember that that on the inside, this should be a great time for us to get ourselves together. All right. This moon at this point right now is squaring. I'm going to make this a little bit smaller. It's squaring our Jupiter-Pluto conjunction. That's still happening. Now, granted, Jupiter's moved just a little bit past Pluto at this point before it starts to go into its retrograde. It's going to move a little bit further and further away, and they'll both meet when they're in retrograde in June. But right now, we got a square happening here, guys. So that is a call to action. that's a call for us to get into action on our personal transformative personal power, this struggle between how much power have we given up and how much power are we taking back. What is this transformation that's going on while we're in this portal? This integration of energy, new energy, rebirth energy. Last night's full moon was all about rebirth. A lot of it was about rebirth. It's about a lot of things, but a rebirth of us and who we are and who we show up to be. Okay, and interestingly enough, today is April the 4th, 2020. If you add April the 8th, 2020. If you add 4, 8, and 4, 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 0 is 4, you get 16 and reduce down, you're going to get that. And if you split that in half, it's 8. I feel like this is an 8 day. This is a 7 and an 8 day. And the reason we're the moon's going to be in the 8th house, for the 8th and for the 9th, the number 8 on its side is infinity. Okay, the number 8 on its side is infinity. We're making decisions and coming into a power level, a power structure, a personal power structure that is setting us up in infinite power. You did say rebirth, Travis. And that's definitely let me tell you something. Springtime is all about rebirth, restoration, all of that. Hello. This is where we are. Okay? Are you feeling reborn while we have the transformative, powerful power of energy, of Pluto in Capricorn with Jupiter in Capricorn? Are you feeling that? There's something else that's going on here, and a lot of people don't talk about. From the moon's perspective, this is a chart as if you were born right now. So this is as if the moon is being born at the moment. From the moon's perspective, the powers of fortune is at Saturn in Aquarius. New. The fortune is in the new. The fortune is in the rebirth. The fortune is in the moving forward. The fortune is in the growth. The fortune is in the technology. The fortune is in the integration. We're kind of going through, if you will, a personal technological growth cycle. Right? Our DNA is being changed on a cellular level, activated, opened up to new, actually remembering who we were and how we were. And to remembering who we are and where we're supposed to be. This is also, Jupiter and Saturn are also squaring the sun. Okay, we got a square to the sun with Jupiter and Saturn. And then we have a square of Saturn and the powers of fortune to Uranus and Taurus. So again, we've got a lot of calls to action, a lot of, man, I know I need to change, and man, this is really super freaking uncomfortable. This is not a comfy space for us to be at all. And as the moon comes into Scorpio a little bit later on, it's going to be in opposition of Uranus. Right now, it's just moving out of opposition to the sun. So what does that say to us? You know, we've had this light shown on how we felt. We've had this light shown on how we need to change, how we need to expand, how we're really feeling about it, and the ability to release. And now the moon's going to be going into opposition of Uranus. So again, hello, how we're feeling. How we're feeling. How are you feeling about this rapid, sudden, revolutionary change? And how are you going to bring all of that in together to integrate into your being, your life? Are you going to stand up and exercise your power over your world? Or are you just going to kind of sit on the sideline and be like, woe is me? We have Mercury still moving into Aries within the next couple of days, out of Pisces. Mercury into Aries, I think globally and internally on an individual level, we're going to be feeling those effects. So expect, especially for those of us who are Aries moons and those of us who have Chiron and Aries and all sorts of lovely things going on, that it's going to be a little tight and a little crazy. We're going to probably be, we may see a lot of very aggressive speech, aggressive actions, aggressive thought. And I'm going to caution you to, while it is aggressive and very self-centered, let's make sure it's aggressive towards the right feelings. We got a day or two to prepare for that. So we're going to chill out on that right now. But today, really, it's all about what are we doing for eternity? Are we tapping into this eternal power? And you know what's going to help us with that is lovely, lovely Venus in Gemini. Just kind of trucking along. Venus doesn't go into retrograde until May the 5th. So Venus is trucking along and saying, okay, let's have lovely thoughts. How can we make this work for us? Right? How can we find the love and the beauty in what we're doing right now, what we're going through right now? How can we find that? Right? That's trining Saturn and Mars and the powers of fortune. So if you've been thinking about doing something interesting, if you've been thinking about launching something, investigating some your own personal economic stimulus, you've been wanting to investigate that, honey, this is probably a good day or two to do it. I'm going to tell you it's a real good day or two to do it, because guess what? You're not going to have any choice but to actually see for yourself, right? See for yourself, and you're motivated. You're much more motivated to do for self. You're much more motivated to do for yourself and enact all of these things for yourself. You're much more motivated to see the beauty in yourself. You're much more motivated to see and feel and experience the wonders, right, of what that eternal power holds for you. What your power, what your true self that you've hidden for so long, what that really holds for you. What does it mean to be the real you? What does it mean to really just expand yourself? Right? And from a light worker perspective, what does it mean to walk in being a light worker? What does it mean to walk in the power, the love, the stability, the abundance, all of that you were gifted when you came? So while this to me is a day that I would say, if you're going to take any day, right, to really sit down and say, how do I put my power into motion, right? How do I put my power into effect? Today's it. today's really it. Like, make that plan, do that thing, love it, embrace it, what have you. So I'm going to take a couple questions while I'm here. I'll probably cut this one, trim it down a little bit later. If you guys want to join real quick, I'm not going to be on long, but if you guys want to join, let's join in. There's a StreamYard link. Aries Venus effect is affected as well. Well, let's see what Aries Venus is going to look like for you. An Aries Venus, let me look at the chart. If you have Venus over here in Aries, I don't know what degree your Venus is in Aries. You may be sextiling Venus so that it's going to be a really nice, easier agreement, but without like a lot of like you'll be in agreement, but you're still questioned a little bit, right? Trust but verify. You may be sextiling Saturn and Mars over here, depending upon your degree. And depending upon your degree, your Venus might be squaring Jupiter and Pluto conjunct, which again would be challenging, right? It would be challenging, but I would encourage you to be able to look at the beauty in the changes you're being asked to create and integrate. Okay, that's what I would say for Aries Venus. It's a great question. Yes, honey, Mr. Travis has been calling rebirth for a couple of months now. Mr. Travis, you need to be acknowledging your abilities. Hello and good morning to everyone. I know that I haven't had a chance to say hello and good morning to everyone so far. From a light worker perspective, this integration of the upgrades, this integration of this new energy is critical for us to really move into the next phase of our evolutionary growth. And I'm going to be bringing everything from the light worker perspective. In fact, tonight, we're going to do a StreamYard. We're going to do another one of these. I don't know if I'm going to be in my downstairs. I'm going to be up here. But we're going to do another one of these tonight. And I want to talk about the channel. I want to talk about light workers. Good morning, Ryu. Ryu, I need you to email me, please. If you could email me. Is today going to feel as emotional as yesterday? No. Good morning, Miss Sharon. No. I don't think so. I think today is much more practical. Like it's the emotion of how can I be empowered? The emotion of how can I grow? The emotion of it is really time for me to move it. It is really time for me to hit it. It's time for me to get to my position. It's time for me to clear my house. It's time for me to straighten up the house and get organized and get moving so we can achieve. And it's much more loving yourself. Much more. If you find the beauty in it, if you can find the beauty in it and keep that thought here, that's where we're meant to be at. Definitely. That's a great question. Yeah, honey, I know. You have been tapped. Yes, honey. Yes, Mr. Travis. Mr. Travis has been tapping in, honey. And feeling it. Also, anybody that I have worked with personally, if you could email me a real short, like, kind of testimonial. I'm almost ready for my rebrand, so I need you guys to shoot me over that testimonial if you don't mind. Okay, admin@heartofinspiration.net. Shoot me over a quick testimonial if you don't mind me adding it onto the website. So, oops. Here we go. Okay, sometimes I feel clouded and don't know what is a message and intuition. I'm just confused. So Dee Dee, maybe this will help. They're kind of one and the same, honey. They're kind of one and the same. So we don't need to delineate, message and intuition. So when you're really listening to your higher self and walking in that energy, it is the same. Your intuition and messages are coming from your higher self. Okay? So that's super important to know. It's all energy. So intuition, that's a really easy, there's another easy way to feel about it. In what we typically call intuition, you'll probably feel it more so here in your solar plexus. Okay? Higher self intuition is going to be the thought that's going to just kind of drop in. And you'll be like, what am I thinking that? Oh, no, that's your higher self. Does that help? The fight or flight comes here. I got a gut feeling that person didn't mean me no good comes here. The message, it'll drop into your head. How do you fully get over past hurt when it's affecting your now and your future? You got to release. It's a process, honey. It's a process of release. I think you get to a point where it doesn't affect you nearly as much as it used to, and where your defense mechanisms don't shoot up the minute that injury is hit, even sideswiped. It was a lot of that shadow work. It was a lot of the work of healing my little girl. It was a lot of letting her grow up. It was a lot of that work. It was a lot of tears, a lot of allowing myself to actually sit in the emotion of the situation and recognize that it was in the past. It could no longer harm me now. I no longer needed the defense mechanism, and I could release it out of myself, to the universe and replace it. Though the key here, a lot of people don't talk about, is you have to replace it with love. You have to replace it with love. You have to replace it with light. You have to replace it by, sometimes it might be affirmations or sometimes whatever. I for months had to tell myself that I was worthy, that I loved myself, that I am wonderfully and beautifully made, that that I'm a good partner in a relationship, that I was a good mother, that I'm a wonderful divine woman. Months, no one would have ever dreamed that I had to tell myself those things. But when I got down to the root of what the heck was going on, that's really what was going on. And I put on a great show. I was a great method actor. Let me tell you, honey, you didn't know nothing was going on with me. You did not know nothing. So that's what I would say for that. It's a process. Every once in a while, too, something will pop up and I'll be like, oh, I thought I got past that one. But it's definitely a process, baby. Okay, I'm being during my sleep a lot with messages. I didn't sleep hardly at all last night. As a matter of fact, if I look at my Fitbit, let's look and see how Lisa did last night. Okay, whatever. Oh, it says I slept for 7 hours and 18 minutes last night. Child, bye. I don't believe that. I don't believe that at all. But let me tell you something. I guess so, baby. I I will tell you this. I was awake for an hour and 20 minutes during the time period I was laying down. There were a couple of times last night, I would say about 3 to 4 in the morning, I was awakened. And this, I didn't think I slept that long. Thank you, Lord. Yeah. We're getting a lot of messages. There's been a portal opened, another one, a bigger one. There's a lot of warring going on, so it's important for us to deal with that. And we're getting activated, so that's normal, Dee Dee. Write it down if you can. Write it down, record it on your phone, something. All right. Try to keep it. Right, Gaining, Method Acting, Child. I was a good one. All you would have known when seeing me was this powerful, together Black woman that had got her life in order. You didn't see nothing else. You didn't see the little girl that was hurt. Y'all be dropping off. Okay. Did the full moon have an effect on dreams last night? I swear it did. Yes. I saw the full moon at 6:30 here this morning, went back to sleep and had 2 strange dreams that revolved around the same subject. Well, yeah, if you're becoming more in tune with the spiritual realm and less concerned with the third dimensional, or learning to live in dual realms, then yeah, I would say definitely had it. Let me tell you guys something. We're being taught to. We're being asked to step into our spiritual power so we can help heal the earth, so we can help heal humanity, so we can help raise this vibration, so we can help, right? So we can help the globe through the rebirth. Humanity through the rebirth, because humanity is going through a rebirth right now. Now, not all of humanity is going to come to the same level as we are, because you're going to find that there's always people and entities that go further quicker. But humanity's right growing as well. Make sure nobody's trying to get a hold of me. Oh, if you're laying down and moving, it will register as sleep. Oh, because I know I wouldn't sleep at 11 something at night. Oh, right. You had your ears ringing so loud you couldn't hear yourself think. Well, I would say it wasn't the full moon that had that happening, right? It wasn't the full moon. That was transmission, spiritual transmission. We're definitely going to talk about this tonight. We're going to talk about the Merkaba, the light body activation. Not as in depth as I talked about it on Patreon, but we're going to talk about it tonight. This light worker thing. Because the communication ways, I'll give you a brief beginning. The frequency of the communication being given to us, when you hear your ears ringing, it's like, it's light. So as we're trying to physically hear it, it sounds like that high-pitched earring. So sometimes I ask, let's just either turn it off and talk to me in my sleep, or figure out how to get this information to me so that I can't take. You literally turn it off. Janet, I feel like I only slept for legit 4 hours and 20 minutes. You're welcome, Fit Goddess. Yeah, not moving. I understood what you meant, baby. Okay, but Miss Ashley, now you might not like what I'm about to say to you. Well, I don't know what you're talking about, so I don't want to. I'm not gonna say anything publicly here. But whatever your dreams were, if you can remember them, write them down. But I'm gonna say this to everybody. I'm gonna say this to everybody that's here and that may or may not, that may be watching this replay and continue to watch it to the very end. We have got to stop being so overly concerned with our third dimensional world. And what I mean by that is this. We have got to stop placing such importance on what's going on in our little circle, and more importance on how are we going to live at a fifth dimensional level and higher, at an upper dimension. I'm not going to constrict us any longer to fifth dimension, but I'm just going to say, how are we going to break the fourth wall, right? Which in video term is, where the person, like, that's on a live TV show or whatever, reality TV, is talking to the producer, right? Or the person is talking directly to you, the talent. So yes, we're living in this dimensional, we're living here underneath this, like bubble, and in this simulation and in this matrix. But if we're going to continue to allow that to run us, we're never going to ascend to where we got to go. We're never going to truly get our dual citizenship. So, you have to go through certain things to be a dual citizen, legally, typically, of two countries, unless, this is good, unless your parents are a citizen of one country and you were born in another. At that point, you have the ability by a birthright to be a dual citizen. This is good, y'all. Y'all better grab a hold of this right here. This is hot off the presses. At that point, you have the ability to be a dual citizen of both countries by a birthright. You have the ability by birthright to be a dual citizen of higher dimensional living and third dimensional living. The problem is, so many of us have just been worried about where we've been born into. We forget where we actually came from because of our lineage. It's not that difficult to trace your lineage back, right? You think about it, it's your parents and then your grandparents or what have you. Spiritually, you got to remember this is where you came from and you chose to come here. So now we clear things out and deal with things on this third dimensional level. Why do we do that? Why do we clear the hurt? Why do we clear the pain? Why do we get to a point where we're walking in love? Why do we get to a point where we're walking in peace and in wholeness? Right? And no judgment, and accepting people for who they are. Why do we get to that point? So that way our third dimensional being, the avatar that we're living in, that we're utilizing for this lifetime, does not interfere with the conversation that should be happening constantly. It's not the avatars sometimes, and the hurt, the pain, the issues stop us from being a part of, or really ascending to and taking full advantage of our dual citizenship. That's the whole reason. The whole reason you deal with all this stuff is so you could get rid of the baggage, cut the chains, be like, okay, I'm a multidimensional being, and now I can be a channel for the light, and now I can do my purpose. Ooh, Leslie, it's crazy that I said that. Okay, all right. Yeah, we're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into it. That'll be a good topic for tonight. Yeah, it's definitely spiritual warfare. Definitely, Ryu. Is the feeling of loneliness a 3D issue? Wow. It is a third dimensional feeling, yes. I don't know that I would call it an issue. I think it reminds us that we're still living a 3D life. And I think it gives us compassion for humanity. Yeah. Can I be communicating with someone in dream state if I'm dreaming? Yes, you can. I've had dreams where I literally knew that I was communicating with. I don't know if I was in the other person's dream, but I knew I was astral projecting when I woke up. Yes, because both you guys are in your subconscious state. In your subconscious state, your conscious can't interfere with it. So yes. What did Gainey say? Where Gainey at? Oh, Gainey, you got a degree in theater. Child, I probably should have. I probably should have one. As good of an actress as I am, or I was. Anyway, okay, I went a lot deeper than I intended to go this early in the morning, and as Ralph Smart says, I haven't even finished my first cup of coffee yet, y'all. Mm-mm. Okay, so I'm gonna leave this up for a little bit. I am probably gonna download it and splice it up. This was good this morning, guys. This started my day off well, but I do have to get to my day job that pays the bills. All right, guys. We'll get on tonight. We'll get on a little bit later. I might pop on IG too. I haven't been on my IG corner live in a minute, so let me go to my IG corner. You on your fourth cup? Y'all see what I got in my office? Let me move. See this? Don't look at my mail. Miss Spring? Mm-hmm. I have right over here in my home office. All of it. So it's getting all that good energy. All right, guys. Thanks for being with me this morning. Thank you. I appreciate it. I love it. We'll get to an actual schedule later. Don't forget heartofinspiration.net, 40% off all live sessions. If you haven't become a Patreon yet, on patreon.com/heartofinspiration.net is the study where we just talked about all of the DNA activation and stuff, and you can join that for as little. Doing another one, not this weekend, but next weekend, on Lightworker activation, DNA activation, all that. And then, yeah, I don't know, y'all, just watch. It would be nice, though, if one of my moderators could please timestamp the weekly tarot for me. I would love that. And I'll be doing that once a week now, so the weekly tarot needs to be timestamped. All right, I'm out of here. Peace, love, blessings, and joy be unto you today, tomorrow, and for all eternity. If you guys don't follow me on IG, at Heart of INSP, at Heart of INSP, come follow me, because I'll be live a little bit later on today. I got to get some work done first. I'm going to talk to y'all soon, and I'll talk to y'all tonight about the Merkaba. All right, talk to you later. Bye.